doing. I never imagined that taking the job at the Olympics would lead to me running for president. You try and figure out how that happens, but it happened that because of the success of your games, I got asked by a lot of people to go back and become governor of my state. And then because of our success there, I got the chance to run for president. And I happen to feel this country is in a very serious decline by virtue of decisions being made that are making us weaker. I believe our national income statement, our deficits are adding to debt, which is just choking this country and will make us Greece or Italy within 5 to 10 years. And there's no willingness in Washington to change that. At the same time, I'm concerned about what's happening in our positions around the world. And I see a president that's communicating weakness around the world and is looking to reduce the scale of our military at a time when the world needs a strong America. He's making us weaker. I look at a president who has the perspective that government knows better than free people. Look, the brilliance of America, if it has to be boiled down to something small and powerful, was in those first lines from the Declaration of Independence, which is the Creator endowed us with our rights, not the government, but the Creator. And among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that last phrase means that in America, we would be free to pursue happiness as we choose. That we would not be told by our government what we could do or what we could become. We would instead be able to choose our own path in life. And because of liberty, life, liberty, and the right to choose our course in life, pioneers from all over the world came here. This was the land of opportunity. And what concerns me is that in Washington today and in the White House today, people think somehow it's government that makes us great. And that they're guiding our health care, what part of our economy we can keep, our enterprises, that they can do a better job, which businesses to invest in, which ones to bail out. They think they know better than free people. They're wrong. What makes America America is free people and free enterprises pursuing their own course in life, being successful, and their success, the success of people who follow that path, does not make us poorer. It makes us better off. That's the secret of America. I want to restore the principles that made America America. And I'll do it here. Because I'm not perfect. Those of you who were part of the Olympic Games and were part of this effort, and is Spence here? Spence Eccles? Where was Spence? There he is in the very back. Look at this. You know, I went to Spence Eccles, and I showed him, by the way, I showed him what we had planned for the cauldron. You see, I had to cut the budget. We were about $379 million short. And the budget for the cauldron had been, I think it was about $10 million, and I cut it to $500,000 to try and balance the budget. And on that basis, we could get 2 large poles and weld a Weber grill to the top of it. And that would have been the cauldron at closing ceremonies. And I showed that to Spence, and then I also showed him a model of what you have now, this beautiful piece of glass artwork with a flame inside a glass bowl with water flowing through the inside of it, lights your fire within. And I said, Spence, this one costs $8 million. And Spence and his family were generous enough to contribute so that we could have that as our cauldron. This happened all over the state. The stories I could tell, but the reason that we were successful was because of the extraordinary team of people who came together. From Spence to the members of the board, and Bob and Kathy Garfer here. Bob, the chairman of the board of SLOC, 53 members of the board. How he herded those cats together, I will never know. And people came together. I was actually the weak sister in this operation. Why is it weak sister? I was the weak brother in this operation. And I want to tell you one story that underscores that. And Josh asked me to tell this story. I was called by the Today Show. I don't believe I'd ever been on the Today Show before. And I was told that Katie Couric, who I thought was actually just a firecracker and a delightful person, she would interview me on the Today Show
if I would agree to go down the skeleton track. All right, that's the bobsled track on the skeleton sled with a camera on my back. All right, and they said, well, Mitt, what do you want to do? I said, absolutely, I'll do it. I want to get interviewed by Katie Couric on TV, national TV. And so I went over to the skeleton track, the bobsled track, and got that skeleton sled, which is about, I don't know, about 36 inches long and weighs about 80 pounds. It's made of steel. And the gold medalist from our Olympics, Jimmy Shea, took me out there to teach me how to do it. And he took me on the track about 2/3 of the way down, so I wouldn't get going too fast. He wanted me to learn starting down low. And he gave me his shoes. He had these special shoes made with cleats on them to walk on the ice because we were climbing into the track 2/3 of the way down, where you normally don't climb in. I got in there and I lay down in this thing and put the helmet on and went down that thing. I was only going 35 miles an hour because I started so low on the track. But you know, you're lying about 2 inches off the ice, and your face is watching the ice go back at 35 miles an hour. And you know, I got down to the bottom. I was scared to death. And I got up at the bottom and I looked down at my shoes. There were 2 holes that big in the top of my shoes. I had dragged my feet like this all the way down that mountain. By the way, but before I was finished, I did 20 different runs over many weeks, because you can't do them many times in a day. I finally got to go from the very, very top, and did put the camera on my back and got interviewed by Katie Couric. You watch me, if you go on the old Today Show, you watch me banging from one side of the track to the other at 70 miles an hour. And I'll tell you, it was frightening. Just thinking about it, I still get hyperventilating. So it was not me, folks. I was just one of the many that built an extraordinary team, a community that came together with their financial generosity, their time generosity, opening their hearts and their homes time and time again. I love America. I love this country. I love its beauty. The wonderful hymn, we heard our national anthem. There's another that I love. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty across the fruited plain. Here, the American West. Then other verses. Oh, beautiful for heroes, proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. That's the American people. Another verse. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. I happen to believe that the patriots, the founders of this country, inspired, brilliant, saw beyond their times, and wrote documents and crafted principles that are not temporary, but enduring, beyond the years. And this is a time we have to restore those principles. The Constitution's our blueprint. The Declaration of Independence is our guide. I want to bring back the greatness of America and assure that our kids and their kids will always know this as the home of the brave and the land of the free. Thank you so much for your help.